Tomorrow at the White House, President Obama will award the Presidential Medal of Freedom to 13 people, including the great novelist Toni Morrison.
Recently, she visited Studio 57 to talk with Charlie about that honor and her latest work.
Toni Morrison is one of America's most celebrated authors. She received a Pulitzer Prize, the National Book Critics Circle Award, and the Nobel Prize in Literature. And soon she'll add one more honor to that, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Her latest novel, Home, tells the story of a Korean War veteran's desperate journey to save his younger sister. I am very pleased to have Toni Morrison here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
My pleasure.
Tell me about Frank, and tell me where he is and why this journey is so important for him.
He's one of those anonymous veterans from the Korean War that we don't talk about very much.
Yeah.
We're still at war, apparently. You know, we've got a line.
A lot of troops in South Korea.
So he has the terrible experiences of being a warrior then. Comes back, he's totally messed up.
Yeah.
What we used to call shell shock. Mm-hmm. And he can't make it. And then he gets a letter that someone is going to die, whom he loves and
his
used to care
sister.
for. His younger sister.
See.
So the point is two. One, he has to go back through the country, which is really like another battlefield for him. And he's ripping away, or I am, that glorious period that we think of now as the 50s. And I'm just looking underneath the sunshine to find out what the 50s were really and truly like.
How long have you lived with this story?
4 or 5 years.
Because you mentioned to me before at a previous conversation.
See?
Why does it take long?
Well, you know, I'm trying not to write just because I can, or just write more. I'm trying to write less that means more, that says more, to refine it in a way.
Your role, in part, is to take history and tell us what it says to us today.
Exactly. I think the past, at least in my books and probably in many others, is about the present. It's not just over. I think it was Faulkner who says the past isn't even past. It's right here. And if we don't clarify, understand, get a point of view, how can we deal with what's going on now as though it's this brand new invented life? It comes out of the past that we have.
What do you hope the cumulative value of your work is?
I think art really is the acquisition of knowledge, and it can lead knowledge to wisdom. That's what I write for. That's what I read about in other people's work. It's not playground. It's not just creative writing, you know, sort of a nice little self-involved enterprise. For me, it's extremely important for the clarification not only of the past, but of who we are as human beings in this country.
These are the books: A Mercy, Love, Paradise, Jazz, Beloved, Tar Baby, Song of Solomon, Sula, Little Bluest Eye, all fiction, and nonfiction, The Dancing Mind, Playing in the Dark, Whiteness in the Literary Imagination. For all of this, and with specifics, you've won all of these, I have received all of these honors. Now the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest award this country can give you.
Yeah.
By the president, the first African-American president in our history.
I get to meet him. I've never met him.
Why is that? That's amazing to me.
Well,
You've talked to him on the phone.
I talked to him on the phone. I went to the inauguration. It was the best day of my life and the worst because the temperature was like 2.
And the crowd.
Oh.
Yeah.
But now I get to meet him.
But the best day, because you saw this.
I felt like I belonged. Really.
What has meant the most to you? And the Nobel Prize did something for you, but receiving a Nobel Prize doesn't change your ability to write.
No, no.
It changed perhaps the number of people who will listen and read.
Precisely. That's all. It doesn't help you in any way that has to do with your creative skills. I had a moment when I thought, oh, God, now what do I do? you know, the expectations will be enormous. But I was fortunate, really, because when the prize was given to me, I was in the middle of a book called Paradise.
Yes.
So I simply had to complete that.
Chapter 17 of Home. I stood there a long while staring at that tree. It looked so strong, so beautiful. Hurt right down the middle, but alive and well. C touched my shoulder lightly. Frank, yes? Come on, brother. Let's go home. So Frank goes home.
And he has a home.
And where is going home for Toni?
It's where you're safe. Nobody's out to get you. They may not like you, but they help you. It's comfort. It's not death or quietude. There's something that has to be done. The tree is split down the middle.
What might have been?
What has already been.
Or what has been?
Regret, it's called.
Regret. Many of those?
Enough.
But then there's the joy. The joy of knowing, not that you received all these awards, but
the work.
The work.
The work, the memory, you know. Writing books, for me, is Eden.
Eden.
It's everything.
The land of milk and honey.
It's so free. And it has a danger that I can control. You know, the danger of making a mistake and doing it wrong. But I can control that. And it's mine. And nobody tells me what to do.
That's the great thing about writing.
Oh, yes.
Have you written the stories you want to write?
Not all of them. There's one more.
Give me a hint.
It's sort of now-ish.
Yeah.
I've never written well, I did once in Tar Baby, sort of.
Yeah.
But to write about the, 208, 209, in that area, I haven't pinpointed it yet, but I'm getting there. It's not really historical in the way the others have been. We'll see.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
It's great to see you. Toni Morrison, a longtime friend who I cherish.
Thank you, Charlie.
The book is called Home.